hit that like button. Please make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Please make sure y'all hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time, like always. Thank you for tuning in to KL Culture Radio. King, Jordan, what's going on? What's cracking like it? What is cracking like it?
Chilling, brother. What about you?
Hey man, I'll go over here, man. Another good Wednesday afternoon, buddy. Let's go, let's go, let's get it.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Jordan. Do your thing.
What's going on? What's going on, people? Glad y'all coming in, coming by. Make sure I hit the like button. Glad y'all putting it in the chat. So, today's topic, it's been trending the last few days. A lot of people got talking about it, but we haven't talked about it yet, so we definitely gonna talk about it. And that's Tupac's, murder. Keefe D, as you guys may or may not know, he was involved in the shooting, almost three decades ago in Las Vegas, and he's been arrested. He's been charged for murder in Las Vegas. So going back to the shooting with Tupac, as you guys know, back in 1996, Tupac was shot down, through a car while uh, what's his name? Suge Knight who else was in the car. They both were shot. You know, Tupac suffered multiple injuries. Including piercing lung, and I think a couple weeks later he passed away. Now, the shooters that was in the car, it was Keefe D and there was three other people. Now, the second person who's not living, and actually it's four people. Three people are not living, but one is still alive, which is Keefe D. Now, a lot of people has been saying the person who was actually the shooter was Keefe D's nephew, Orlando Anderson. At that time, Orlando Anderson, once this, once they put the shots into Tupac, uh, I think it was a couple weeks later, Orlando Anderson, he got jumped, and I think a few weeks later he got, shot and killed. And then the other two people who was not named, they was in the car, which they was involved in. And so the person that really knows who shot Tupac is Keefe D. And then you might well say it could be Suge Knight, who's also who got shut up. He can identify, but that says once Keefe D got locked up, the police wanted Suge Knight to testify, and he refused to testify. We do have a clip of him that we're gonna play, and then we also have a clip of Keefe D. He got arrested too. So since right now, and it all started earlier this year when the police, this is back in July, when the police officer, they raided his home, they took, computers, tablets, iPhones, raided his house and everything and confiscated. And then a couple months later, he's been arrested and he's been charged. Today, he stepped into court and, going through, I believe he has no bond, but, he appeared in court today, being arrested on Friday with the charge of murder of Tupac for September 7th, 1996. And and the thing is about it, Keefe D the last decade or so, he's been on interviews, probably on that TV, talk about himself, talk about the murder of Tupac and everything. And then also he wrote a book about it. He wrote a book about it as well. And so now, the tables are turned, and the police will say, you know what, enough is enough. After almost 3 decades, they finally going, try to get some type of justice, which I mean, there's still no justice. There's still no type of justice because it took care a long time ago. They finally charged KPD for murder since the other three people are not alive. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the couple clips, and then make sure the last one, make sure you play the Pierce Morgan on the audio, so we're gonna get flagged. And after that, we're gonna chop it up.
Been arrested on suspicion of murdering Tupac in 1996. Authorities raided Keefe D's wife's home in July, searching for evidence against him. The gangster admitted to being in the car which shot at the hip-hop legend 27 years ago. Keefe D was taken into custody on Friday morning by Las Vegas detectives and has been charged with murder with the use of a deadly weapon. For more updates on this case, visit dailymail.com.
you know, me and Keefe D played on the same Pop Warner football team. And whatever the circumstances, if he had an involvement with anything, if he didn't have any involvement with anything, who want to see? I wouldn't wish somebody going to prison on my worst enemy.
The DA says that Keefe D was in the car with his nephew, and that presumably his nephew, according to the DA, is the one that shot Tupac, and that it was done with the full knowledge of Keefe. Do they have it right?
It was only two people in the car. And Pac not going to tell the story. I ain't going to tell the story, but I tell you this. And I never had nothing bad to say about Orlando because, number one, he wasn't the shooter. Number two, he came to my hearing and told to let me go and told the truth. They still didn't let me go.
If you are called to testify in this case?
I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be.
Why not?
Yeah, I wouldn't be.
Why not?
Well, number one, because I'm not going to get on the stand and testify on somebody for what?
They seem to be saying that Orlando was the shooter and Keefe was in on it, that he had full knowledge of what was going down, and it was revenge for Orlando getting beaten up by Tupac and his team at the MGM after the Tyson fight. Is that correct?
No.
Then who shot Tupac?
It wasn't Anderson, so that's all I got to say about that part.
To summarize, you are saying Orlando was not the shooter, although you won't say who the shooter was. You are not saying whether Keefe was involved in any way in the shooting, and you are saying that if you're called to testify by either side, you will not comply, you will not testify. Do I have that right?
1,000%. I wouldn't go, I wouldn't testify, none of that.
Who killed Tupac Shakur, the 25-year-old rapper, considered one of the most influential artists of all time, was gunned down in Las Vegas in 1996. Well, on Friday, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was indicted on one count of murder with a deadly weapon in relation to the killing. DJ Vlad, a major commentator in the hip-hop industry for years, admitted that police in Las Vegas asked him to help their investigation after he interviewed Keefe D for his own show. And DJ Vlad joins me now.
Tupac pulled out a gun.
It looked like he was reaching, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually see a gun?
No, shit. Once he got the reaching, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car
That's what happened.
started shooting at Tupac and Suge.
So Orlando shot across Dre?
He leaned over on the window, we rolled down the window, popped.
Who was it?
They would drove on my side, I would have popped them. You know what I'm saying? But they was on the other side.
Right.
Well, DJ Vlad joins me now. DJ Vlad, thank you very much indeed for joining the show.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
I know you've studied this case for so long, and these interviews that you did with Keefe D, they've turned out to be extremely significant in this investigation, leading, in fact, to him being arrested and indicted. When you heard that news, how did you feel?
Well, I mean, the goal wasn't really to get anyone arrested. It was really just to get the truth of the matter. The story about Orlando Anderson killing Tupac, I've known since around 2007. So it was essentially the worst kept secret in LA. Everyone knew about it, but there were no arrests, there was no convictions, there was no anything, there was no actual proof. So there was a lot of conspiracy theories around it. So around 2008, when I first heard the Keefe confession tapes that Greg Kading got, then I found out there was a book that was about to come out. I got a hold of Keefe D and his co-writer, and we scheduled an interview, and we just went from there.
I mean, he appears to have incriminated himself in this interview, certainly the last one. Did you believe he was doing that as you interviewed him?
Well, I think that he believed that he had a level of immunity when he did the proffer agreement. I think at the time he was saying that he had cancer, so maybe he didn't think he had much time to live. So he was just kind of letting it loose at that point. But, it was a little bit crazy that he actually sat down and we did everything. And when I asked him about it, sometimes he would try to dodge certain questions, but ultimately I used the book as a blueprint. So whenever a question wouldn't get answered, I said, well, the book said X, Y, and Z. And then at that point, he kind of went along with what was written in the book.
It's been reported that you have resisted efforts by the police to hand over all the unedited tapes. Is that true? And if so, why?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, ultimately, people that we have on our show, we don't turn around and cooperate against those same people with the police. For me, just in terms of business-wise and my ethics and so forth, I just feel that's something wrong. So when Las Vegas police reached out to me multiple times, I just never responded. I think what they did ultimately want was the raw footage. That was an email that they sent after a couple of phone calls went unanswered. Ultimately, if you know the style of our footage, everything that we film gets released. So I think there's a little bit of a barking up the wrong tree situation, but maybe they thought there was a gotcha on there in the footage that was unreleased, which I'm not aware of it since everything did get released. But ultimately, we don't cooperate with the police. And, we've had situations where police have tried to get footage from us and we've had our lawyers step in and actually block it.
Are you concerned? I mean, I've done many interviews, including crime interviews, actually, over the years. And there's always a certain element of concern as an interviewer when you stray into that kind of territory about repercussions from people involved. I mean, given there's now been an indictment here, are you worried about repercussions against you?
I don't worry about doing my job. I've been doing Vlad TV for 15 years now. We've covered a lot of very serious issues. We've interviewed like mass murderers like Sammy the Bull and so forth. So I don't really worry when it comes to doing my job. My job supersedes any level of concern or fear or anything else like that. And ultimately, if I ever feel there is a situation where there might be some danger, I always move with armed security.
You famously a very big fan of Tupac, as of course millions of people were, and it remained one of the great mysteries about this. If it turns out that your interviews have helped lead to solving this mystery, will you feel a sense of closure for Tupac and his family?
Well, I mean, for me, the closure came 4 years ago when I did the interview. There was a lot of conspiracy theories when it comes to Tupac. There was that, Suge had him set up. There was the government did it. There was the first responder had a body that he switched. The Tupac is living in Cuba somewhere. There's a lot of crazy theories out there. So for me, when I did the interview 4 years ago and we went through the entire story, really Keefe D's entire life story, but really leading up to what happened from Orlando getting jumped at the mall to the next few steps to them going to Vegas to what happened, during the fight to what happened afterwards. That essentially told the story.
Yeah.
I've been saying for years that I solved the Tupac murder.
Right.
When it comes to the family, I've had various family members reach out through people to say they're very happy about it. But the thing about it is, I know people that were very close to Tupac's mother, Afeni Shakur, and they all told me that while she was alive, she did not care about the police solving this case. The Shakur family had a very, bad relationship with the police.
Vlad, we've run out of time.
Afeni was even pregnant.
I'm really sorry. I'd love to have done more of this. Thank you very much for a great interview. I've been following you for a long time.
Yep. Yes. Sorry, guys. The only reason why it's a block is for the simple fact we don't want to get on a copyright strike from DJ Vlad and also I think is it Price Morgan.
Pierce Morgan. Yeah, Pierce Morgan.
Yeah. And shout out to you guys in the chat. Just hit me out. Kendall. Hey, Lord Spike, what's going on, man? I ain't seen you in a long time. Great to see you. Ricky, what's happening? Urban Noise and all those that's watching on Instagram, Facebook, and also Twitch. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, as you can see, he played a couple of videos, and you can see, for Vlad, a lot of people think he kind of solved it, the situation that happened, with bringing in Keefe D and saying Keefe D, saying that, we don't know who the shooter was. Perfectly, that was his nephew. There was witnesses. That was there. Even though Leonard Anderson was skinny, witnesses saw when the window came down and they pointed the gun at Tupac and Suge and they started shooting. They said his arm was like really really thick. Also, there's other myths like this whole dad said Tupac still alive. There's been myths that Diddy wasn't involved. There's a whole bunch of stuff and everything. I'm gonna pass it to you guys. So I'm passing to you, Ronnie. What's your take on this? Do you finally think this case is going to get resolved, or do you think this is just they just want to hurry up and tie this case up that's been been leaning around for the past 3 decades
Let's speak of the facts. The facts is, they went to the hair person. The person that was actually there at the scene was Suge Knight, and they asked him a couple of questions. As you can see, calling him from prison. I think it was TMZ, if I'm not mistaken. They called him from prison and asked him the certain right question, like, do you think Keefe D is the one that did it? And he said no. Okay. As soon as he made it to say no, right there, case closed, everything solved. So you know that number one, he's not the shooter, and also he's not the one that pretty much took Tupac out of here. So who was the person that actually did it? So that kind of put in my mindset that I think should not probably have some. This is my opinion. It seems like Suge Knight has something to do with it, because if you telling me you was there at the scene of the crime, and then the person that you saw in the other car, the one that shot fire, and now you saying the person that telling him pretty much telling him on himself, like, say, yeah, I think I did it, and now you say he's not the one that did it. So are you the one that planted the whole thing? That would kind of make me thinking, like, right now, like, okay, then sure, then you're already in prison as it is, so you might as well say it now. Like, who is the one that pretty much got Tupac out of here? My thing is, I think this case will never be solved. I think right now they're trying to pretty much appease the people, so they're already trying to put somebody already in the forefront. But I don't think this case is gonna be solved. I think it's gonna be a run over case once again, a dead case, and it's sad to say that I don't think the people, the fans, and also his family will never have that closure that they actually need, because the simple fact is, Suge Knight is the main person that's pretty much that's either going to testify or actually going to tell you, like, who exactly was the one that shot Tupac. That's just my opinion. Go ahead, Akeem. I don't know. I want to know your thoughts on it as well. Go ahead.
I think he stepped away. I'll go. I'll go. He'll come back. Personally, for me, here, just hear all the information, and from Keefe D and also from Suge Knight. This is what I think. I know Suge Knight think I know who Suge Knight. I know he knows who shot him. I definitely know who shot him. To me, but I think is what he was saying, he won't testify. I just think, because this is street code that Suge Knight lives in. He rides and dies, and as you guys don't know, Suge Knight is from Compton. I think he was a member of the Bloods. It showed that when he had that road label, and he had a lot of gangs and affiliations, especially with the Bloods and everything. And this person, for me, I just think he has some free code. It's like no snitch, and that's what Suge Knight's not gonna do. He's not gonna snitch. I think he knows he did it, because once that went down, he looked straight up and he definitely saw the face. So personally for me, I know Suge Knight thinks I know personally for me, I think Suge Knight knows he did it, but he's not gonna snitch. I know he's in jail, but I just think Suge Knight, he just lives and rides and dies with that street code, especially here living in South Central Los Angeles and Compton. He's been raised into it. He's been in the gang, so that's a street code he lives by. So he's not gonna snitch. Now going to Keefe D's side, as he said, he was in the passenger seat. He wasn't a driver, and he said, the shots came out from the back seat of the car. But what eyewitnesses said, it came from the front seat of the car, from the driver's passenger, I believe, and which Keefe D said his nephew was the one driving, and he shot the gun. Now, as we said, neither his nephews is alive because I believe he was murdered, a few years ahead after Tupac was shot and officially died. And also there was there was two other people in there, so there was four people in the car, two people in the back. Those two people we don't know. I don't know the names of, but we do know that they're still not living. So Keefe D, only two people that knows that I truly believe that knows who shot Tupac. That's Suge Knight, but she was in the car, and also Keefe D. Now, we told you earlier, um, Las Vegas police, they raided Keefe D's house, make sure, take his iPhones, iPads, try to see all the evidence they need so they can charge Keefe D for murdering Tupac. So question for me, are we gonna find out who shot Tupac? Nope, we're not gonna find out. Even though we have two people that's alive knowing that possibly know who shot Tupac. I don't know if Las Vegas, even though maybe Las Vegas try to have, try to build a very strong case to get all the information evidence they need, from Keefe D's, personal belongings, his hard drive, computers and everything. Even though I believe the witnesses are not there, I don't know if the witnesses are still there 30 years ago, or they're still alive, deceased, or anything. So for me, I think it's going to be very, very hard to prove this case, to charge and really, put guilty on KBD and everything. Also, I don't know if Vlad is going to testify because the cops might ask Vlad to testify about the murder because he did interview KBD multiple times and everything. And and like I said, he think he's sovereign and everything. And Vlad said, and also Vlad said, with Tupac's family, they really don't care. And as you guys know, Tupac's mother, she passed away back in 2017 for cardiac arrest. But before Tupac's mother passed away, she didn't care about getting justice because she knows that she knew that she would never go find out who killed her son. Kind of the same thing with Notorious B.I.G. Her Biggie's mother, when Al Biggie was shot here in L.A., we're not going to find out, who murdered him as well, who murdered Biggie as well. Some people thought, Diddy was involved. Some people thought, Suge Knight was involved with the murder of Biggie. But with these two, one of the greatest rappers who ever done it, back in the 90s, it's been over 3 decades, and we still don't know, and we're not going to get to justice of who killed both of them. So I agree with Ronnie. It's like up to the case closed. It's like if Suge Knight's not going to testify, and with the building the case with Keefe D, even though they might have a strong case, but to me, I don't think Keefe D is not going to confess because you don't need to confess. I mean, to me, he don't confess if he shot and murdered Tupac. But yeah, but with this case, we're like I said, we're gonna find out what the case, we're gonna find out what the case starts and everything. We don't know if Vlad's gonna get involved. We don't know if any witnesses that are still alive is gonna get involved. We don't know if Diddy's gonna be involved. There's I believe PPD in the past was tried to point aim at at Diddy that he had some affiliation with Tupac, getting murdered and everything. So yeah, I believe it's gonna be a long case. It's gonna keep on and on. Just gotta keep finding updates of what's going on with the case. But yeah, personally for me, we're not gonna find out who killed Tupac. It's just gonna be long standing, like with Biggie and Tupac. Like we will never know who killed those two rappers.
Yeah, some cases is gonna go unsolved. Lord Spike, Jada or Dr. Dre knows something. Good point. I think at the time Dre was on his way out of Death Row. He no longer wanted to work with Suge Knight and also his compadres. And not only that, but Dre was also working on a. He wanted Drake. If you listen to one of Dre's old interview, he actually stated, Snoop actually told Tupac, "Let's get out of here. Let's go with Dre," because Dre was working on like a new label, which was Aftermath, and I think he was like it was a better opportunity for both of them to go with Dre because Dre was pretty much the mastermind of the whole project when it comes to the aspect of the Death Row and their production. So I'm with Ken Dog. Ken Dog said something in the chat. How the simple fact is, certain night pretty much didn't want Tupac to leave, and they knew that eventually he was going to leave because his contract was pretty much up with Death Row. So Suge Knight wasn't gonna let his golden goose out of there, especially with Dre on his way out, Snoop on his way out. Now talking about Tupac, who is the big dog. Hell no. Nah. So
I want to add a few information on that. The thing is about that. Remember with Snoop Dogg, he was going. Remember he joined with Master P, and the thing is Snoop Dogg kind of owed money from Death Row, and the same thing with Tupac. So what Master P did, I think Master P went to see that Suge Knight in prison, and and he come in a deal. I think he paid him like $300,000 to get Snoop Dogg off the label and to join Master P's label. And I also believe with Tupac, how record label, especially I know with Death Row, they was signed to a bad deal. It was the same thing with Tupac. I think Tupac, even though he was at this deal, he owed Death Row a lot of money. I think there was a few other artists that signed Death Row owed Suge Knight a lot of money because marketing, videos, all that type of stuff and everything. And also with Death Row, it was just super duper gang affiliated, and Dr. Dre didn't like it, Snoop didn't like it, Tupac he liked it, he was like off and on and everything. But majority of people that signed Death Row, they did not like work in that link because it was very, very deep. I think it was really, really gang affiliated, especially with the Bloods and everything. Because you could hear stories from Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and then other people that was involved in with Death Row. They had stories of a lot of things that some they would speak about that they didn't like, how to treat people, how they use gang ties, gang affiliation, how they EO people, jump on people and everything, and that's what Death Row was like and everything. So but yeah, you know with Suge Knight and everything, he did a lot of bad things in the past. But the thing with with Suge Knight, he's just very, very street tied. He is not going to snitch, and that's the thing about Suge Knight. He's not going to snitch, and he'll rather die in prison and not say anything, not say any word of who shot Tupac. Go ahead, Roger.
no, but at some point when like, oh, I gotta grow out of the snitching mentality because now you like damn near almost 60 years old in prison. Who really gonna touch you in prison? Them days are over with. Now I know last time I know I read an article one time that said he was actually touched by somebody in prison, but that was before that when he got there. I think like he was like 1 year in. Now nobody really touched shit. Now like nobody like everybody like okay cool. The prison system is not where it used to be like it was back then in the day. Like everybody now is pretty much snitching. Now that they say the snitching culture is pretty much up. Look what happened to Tekashi 6ix9ine and all these other rappers who snitching on their compadre, and you see nothing's happening to them. So, they even say like Ghana. You see Ghana, who is like a street affiliated, and he snitched on some of his compadres. So, allegedly. So it's like okay, is a snitching culture? Is it still around? I think not. I think them days are over with. I think Suge Knight should just go ahead in that chapter so people could pretty much move on with their lives and the Tupac family can have the closure they need. Because if they using it like what is it Keefe D as a plant to pretty much make everybody try to calm everything down, I don't think it's a good idea either because at the end of the day you playing with somebody's life. Because he could go to prison for something that he didn't even do. Oh but Christopher J. Tekashi 6ix9ine got touched at the gym. He didn't get touched. No, that's what I'm saying. He didn't get touched while he was in jail. But when he was outside, yeah, he got touched. But they say it wasn't even because of that. They say it was something totally different.
Facts. Oh, and I also want to talk about the Diddy situation. How Keefe D. This was also a couple of months back of how Keefe D. claims it's Diddy's fault. He got caught up in a Tupac murder BS. So I want to read a little bit of it. So Keefe D. he wasn't happy that his name was being this was a couple months ago that his name was being bannered around the Tupac murder and everything. He said he's blamed Diddy for also being fingered as the alleged suspect. So he said he met Diddy back in '91 during the Usher video, and let me see. Yeah, he recalled how he was met Diddy and everything. And you remember how the East Coast, West Coast in the mid '90s that's happened and everything, and that went really, really bad, and it kind of ended up to with the murders of Tupac and Biggie's murders as well. And with Keefe D, I don't know why, but he blames Diddy for some type of situation. Well, we might know more, once the trial begins. But we can see that he's trying to put Diddy's name into it, of him being affiliated with shooting Tupac. Well, personally for me, I don't think Diddy has nothing to do with it. But it was, in the past rumors that Diddy was maybe involved. Maybe he paid somebody to shoot up Tupac, which I totally believe
But,
because
but,
there's no evidence of him.
but
I hear of him, being in that involvement. Go ahead, Ronnie.
Jordan, that's your question. But why though? Why would they think PD has something to do with, like, what benefit would he would get out of destroying Tupac? Like, what benefit would PD get out of it?
Exactly, but that's the thing. Cause I think it was the beat because of East Coast West Coast thing and all that type of stuff. And the thing is like, what type of evidence that KBD has to figure that Diddy has ties of him maybe paying somebody to shoot Tupac, which I don't think so. Not whatsoever.
But the thing is, if that was the case, PD really wanted Tupac to be dealt with. They would do that at the time when Tupac was over there in the studio in New York when
Exactly.
laid him out. He would have been gone already. That was it. It doesn't make any sense. PD has something to do with it. Not only time, but because of the East Coast, the West Coast beef. That generated a lot of money for the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
Thousands and millions of dollars. I remember at one time, even when I was a kid, I remember watching certain videos. People like, "Yo, I'm West Coast. I'm East Coast.
Yeah.
All I'm doing is buying East Coast records. All I'm doing is buying West Coast records." Like they would make the money. That was it. Like even people to this day, they kind of study that type of beef between Tupac and Biggie because of the way it generated so much revenue. I can't go talk more about that because I King was at that prime. You get what I'm saying? So you already know what happened. So go ahead, I can't tell your take on it. Can't hear you.
No, you're on mute.
You're mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Sounds good.
Oh yeah, so that was a weird time with the whole East Coast West Coast thing. It divided a whole continent. It was a lot of bull stuff that was going around at that point. But it just feeds into the narrative that we can't follow conflict resolution, and it got so bad where young men had lost their lives. A lot of y'all forget Biggie and Pac was unalived around. There was 25. You know what I mean? These guys would have been 50 right now. Making money and stuff like that. So it is kind of weird that we're in this space right now where we're figuring out who actually did it. We all heard the rumors. But that's that's a best known secret in California.
Yeah, but I can't take on the aspect of Keith D turning himself in. Do you actually think he's the shooter?
No, he's not the shooter, man. He was, you know what I mean? I think, yeah, I think he was there. I think he probably was shot calling stuff, but I don't think he was there. He went to jail on GP for running his mouth.
Correct.
That's all he did. If he would have kept his mouth closed and be like, yo, I don't want to talk about that Tupac situation, he wouldn't be in the situation here right now.
All right.
But everybody gonna want to run on Vlad TV, tell your business, and think everything cool.
Because with Vlad, Vlad he'll give you that easy 10 grand just get you to talk.
Yeah, why he makes millions of dollars off of it.
Right. Especially in our culture.
Yes.
And
Like weird as hell.
and the thing is, I believe I was Corey Holcomb yes last night. He was standing on Vlad, because Vlad was telling Corey Holcomb he was a liar about him coming on other people's shows and everything. But Corey Holcomb said, "Hey, yo, man, it didn't happen like that. What you do is you get you eat off of my culture like you always do. You've been doing it for what, 10, 15 plus years and everything." And now for the instance, you got Keefe D a couple times on the show and everything, running his mouth and everything. And now they got Keefe D caught up. I think he wrote a book, and they got Keefe D caught up, and which a couple months ago, the police raided his house and everything, tried to put a case up on him. Now they charged him for murder.
But it's just like my thing is when the whole situation with Tupac transpired. Especially the one in Vegas. When I go watch some of the documentaries back in the days when I used to watch like a lot of Tupac documentaries, and I was like really studying it, really paying attention to like certain evidence, like some of the stuff just didn't make sense. Like okay, like Suge Knight didn't get grazed when the bullet was flying. So that's one thing. Like right now, that to me, Suge Knight was supposed to be the number one suspect because they were shooting at the car. He didn't even get grazed. That Two is like so many sneaky stuff was going on between like Death Row. So many people wanted to leave. So many people wanted to talk about the case, and they end up being missing or deleted. It was like okay, if you see that's going on, so you could kind of say like should know something, or you might have some part in it somehow.
Yeah, and I also want to add this, before Tupac, got shot, earlier that night. Remember, he was at the Mike Tyson fight at the time, and then once he got the fight, it was at the MGM. I guess Tupac was around, and his people and everything, and remember, he jumped somebody, right? I don't know who it was.
Orlando Anderson.
He jumped Orlando Anderson, which is Keefe D's nephew. He got jumping and everything, and it got crazy. There was footage of Tupac jumping him, and then Tupac went back to his hotel. I think he was at the luxury one time, and then Tupac wanted to go back out. Go back out to his hotel he was going to go to, and at the time he didn't want no insecurity on him because at the time if you jump somebody, it kind of hot. If you jump in Leonard Bomb, probably want the gangs look for you, and we still don't know that that he shot and killed him because a lot of people said he did it. According to from the streets was talking back in LA, but we don't know. And now Orlando Anderson, he's not here. But what I'm trying to say is, when Tupac went back out with Suge Knight, and I think his Tupac's girlfriend at the time, if he wanted him to, hey man, she wanted him at the security, but Tupac didn't want security because he had Suge Knight. Suge Knight like 6'7", 6'8", 300 pounds.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know. Suge Knight's big man.
Yeah.
Be very intimidating. And there's been a lot of stories on being very intimidating, especially in Death Row. A lot of stories. But, Tupac didn't have security. He was chilling with Suge Knight. And then, 10, 15 minutes later, a car spotted him, which appeared that Keefe D was in the car, also with his nephew and two other people was in the car. And as what Keefe D said, I think he said that he gave the gun tried to give the gun to say, hey, somebody, pop Tupac and everything. But that's what they've said, but we don't know. Like I said, we don't know who shot him and everything. So there you go, right there. I think we'll never know.
Yeah, but the aspect of I'm saying the whole thing is just a crazy, it's a crazy twist. And not only that, but through this Tupac, let's say they do get this case solved. Let's say hypothetically they do get this case solved. Now they're gonna focus on Biggie because they're gonna realize both of them are tied. They both of them are tied up together.
That's a fact.
Or what? Years later? What? I think it was 5 years later, 5 to 4 years later after Tupac pretty much demise. Nah, Biggie goes over there to Cali and he end up getting deleted. So more likely all those gonna be tied together. I think soon they find Tupac's killer, then they're gonna find Biggie's killer.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. And then the people, we can finally get that case closed, case solved. But it's been like what 26 years or 20 years?
Yeah, almost a
About that.
decade. Yeah. I'm 30, but
That's
30,
a
30. That's a long time ago, y'all.
wow.
They made a lot of documentaries from Tupac and Biggie. They made movies from Tupac and Biggie and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, they did a lot of stuff.
And then not only that, a lot of people think some people from Ruthless Records had something to do with it because at the time Eazy-E had issue with Suge Knight.
Yeah.
Oh, like,
Yeah, that right there was something like, I don't know how Ruthless would get involved in something like that.
that's what I'm saying.
Me either. Yeah.
Eazy-E and Suge Knight, that was it. Like the beat, the whole like because remember, Eazy-E was still getting royalties from Dr. Dre because he's pretty much his golden goose too when it came to Ruthless and his artists. And so that whole like it's a messy situation. That was it. I'm shocked Dre didn't say nothing about it when he got arrested. I don't know why, because normally okay, cool, but Dre not saying anything.
Because Dre don't want to get involved. He's not with that. He did not get involved.
He's already a billionaire, so he Gucci.
Facts.
Yeah, but I'm like, he don't want to say anything about the case. Like, oh yeah, he might be like the suspect. Dre is like completely gone in the wind.
I'm gonna come back on the limelight. Remember last time Dre was back on the limelight, he was going through a divorce, and that divorce was so bad. I thought like he had a hemorrhage in his head and everything.
Yep.
He thought he was gonna pass away.
Yeah, brain aneurysm.
Brain aneurysm, yeah, and all that, man. It was so bad for him. I was like, man, I think he got of the limelight for good because he didn't want to be in this talk about the situation that the two situation or me.
But it's kind of show you how when you're stuck in that game, you're stuck in that game. Like you can't get out of it. When you're stuck in the rap game, you're stuck in that rap game. That's the crazy part. Like you stuck in it. Yeah, go ahead, Kim. I don't know you were gonna say something. Go ahead.
No, I don't got nothing to say. All the shit just so goofy. Grown ass men in their 50s about to get locked up for running their mouth on Vlad.
And the day he went to Vlad TV. What? It was a couple of years ago, or there was
a couple of years ago. And now it's coming back to his ass to bite him.
But it took all that year. It took Vlad TV his interview to get somebody turned in. Man, he gonna go down in history.
Yep.
What's going on, Vibe Podcast? What's going on, brother? What's good with you? Thanks for coming by. Yeah, that was it. Like that journey is crazy. That's what I'm like, man. Hopefully, I just want to make sure. I just want to know. Hopefully, they get this case solved, and we can move on. Muhammad said the funny thing is that the murder was already solved years ago.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, we already knew.
Yeah, the police knew. The streets are watching. Yeah, the police been knew. It been knew. I think they didn't want to solve it because of the aspect of the record label. The record label have gotten benefit from it.
Mm-hmm.
When I mean the record, Death Row, all the people that pretty much was tied to Tupac, they gained so much revenue from that. You don't understand, like so much revenue. I mean, movies, DVDs,
killing it.
So much money.
Now, I got a question for you guys. If Tupac and Biggie was still alive today, you think they would have been billionaires like Jay-Z?
No,
they'll be broke, bro. They both was in horrible contracts.
Very bad contract. Like PD, like I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Biggie was gonna get like what 10 cents of a dollar. Like he was making nothing. Tupac Suge Knight took all his royalties, all his money, That was his mom wanted to fight to get that back. Like he took all of that, all of that. Suge Knight, sorry, Tupac was literally sleeping on the couch at the studio.
I remember those things, yeah.
Just hit me out and say, Ronnie, you sure it's not because of Tupac's mother and aunt? No, man. No, he didn't.
Remember, Tupac's mom was already passed away. I don't know about his auntie.
Yeah. Where he get his mama and auntie from? Like, no, man. His mama and auntie actually they were trying to fight for him to get his shit back.
Oh, Sugar Bomb's in the chat.
Yeah, that's Sugar Mom. It's Shiesty Bombs.
She don't know what she's talking about.
Let's see what she's talking about. Like, yeah, but Jordan, to answer your question, I don't think none of them guys would end up being millionaires. I think they would have not billionaires. They probably would have been millionaires, but they would have been living off their royalties. I think eventually Tupac would have got his royalty back, and I think Biggie would have left Bad Boys, and he would have probably created his own record label. Because remember he had Kim under him. He had Kim, Faith Evans. He had a lot under him.
Yeah, and this is how sad how Suge Knight and did Tupac like that, and also others like with Snoop Dogg, like I said earlier, in order to Snoop Dogg to go to Master P, Master P had to pay Suge Knight off in order to get Snoop Dogg into his label, and Master P to show him how the label works and everything, and Master P changed Snoop Dogg's life and everything, show how to make money and everything, and look at Snoop Dogg now. With Biggie, hopefully he would have followed. To personally, Biggie would have followed Jay-Z's lead, and then maybe probably left Bad Boy and everything. He tried to follow Jay-Z, Jay-Z brought and everything. But yeah, man, at that time, he was right. They was in very, very bad deals, very bad deals.
Yeah.
And not even that, but you ain't hear the Snoop Dogg story when he was actually the day he was leaving he was living on the plane, heading to Vegas. Was it Vegas? Vegas or California? He was headed back home. He said while he was on the plane, he was afraid that he was gonna get delayed while he was on the plane. Because he was leaving Suge Knight. So that's to tell you, like, okay, the type of game Suge Knight was playing, like, you leave, you pretty much dead. Like you're done with. Mm-hmm. Like, no, if I can't have you, no one can have you. Like Suge Knight was a bully. How can't they ask you a question? Go ahead.
Questions, brother. Did Tupac and Biggie get along with their mothers when they were making grown men moves in the rap game? It seems like they both had tensions with their moms. That's why Tupac wrote Dear Mama, and Biggie got the video where his that is a good question. I know there was tension between Pac and Pac mom and them. I think Biggie more so was a rebellious, because after Biggie had made it, him and his mom, they was like the best of friends.
That's a fact. He took care of his. Yeah.
And the thing with like Tupac and his mom, remember, I know, Tupac's mom, she was in drug problems at the time, and he had to, I believe, at the time, Tupac and his sister had to go to another house because Tupac's mom was in drug problems and everything, all that type of stuff. But I think a few years later, Tupac's mother got clean and everything, and they tried to recollide that relationship and everything.
Yeah, I heard Biggie did have great relationship with his mom. I'm not sure about Tupac and his mom. I know there was at one point they wasn't talking.
Yeah.
After before he passed, I don't know they reconciled like that. That's still unknown. But I know his mom was strongly advocate of him. Pretty much his mother being Saul, she was always trying to push that thing forward. And she always stated numerous times she think Suge had something to do with it. She always mentioned that.
And remember, Tupac was saying this about one time. The first time he got shot at Fox Studios in New York, remember, Tupac's real father came to him, checked him in the hospital.
Yeah.
And he told Tupac, I'm your father and everything. And that's when Tupac, he got upset with him because he never told him. Tupac's mom never told who his real father was until he claimed to see him at the night he got shot at Fox Studios.
Just hit me out. So he said, "Do you think Puff Daddy is giving back music rights would attempt to have the people not say anything bad about him after Keith D's house got searched?" No. Tupac. Big Puff Daddy not giving the music back. He's not the music back rights. No, he made too much money off of that. Too much money off of Biggie. That's not happening.
No.
Yeah, he used that catalog so much that it's useless. That's why we listen to the catalog, because he used it all up.
Biggie pretty much made Puff Daddy. Without Biggie, there was not gonna be no Puff Daddy.
There wouldn't be no Bad Boy.
Well, it would not.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie. So you did that Bad Boys record. That's what they call Bad Boys records. So that was his golden goose. Literally, he wrote, did everything for Puffy. So
yeah.
But eventually, that was it. This is like always. This is a tragic story. This case gonna be solved just yet. I think it's still more information. There's too many holes in the story. I think for this case to be completely fully solved, shouldn't I just have to start talking? Yeah. He's getting music back to artists that he didn't really. He's not really generating. Just him out. He's not really generating music from. Every time he do a collective album, like an old album of Biggie, it always does well. The numbers wise, it always do well. So I don't think he's not gonna do that. No, that's not gonna happen. But the other artists like Mace and Faith Evans, they not really generating that much. That's why he did it. They're not really generating that much money like the other artists are. This is not.
And then also, Diddy's he did a Make It Advance and everything, Make It the band, Danny Kane, and Day 26 and everything. Those right there. He only made a little bit of money at that. So that was just like one wonders at the time for a couple of years, and after that, it was useless.
Yeah, most definitely, But yeah, but Mason them, they're not really generating that much money for Bad Boys. But what's called it was. So he's not gonna let go of his golden goose. What's going on, Miss Neil? What's happening?
Hey, Miss Neil, good to have you. Good to check in.
I call her Miss Neil. Yeah, but yeah.
No, I was reading that just how they said they have the hidden tapes.
Mace probably do have other tapes, and if we do, we need to expose them. We need to let them out so we can know like the agenda of Bad Boys Records.
Basically, see if it's a smorgasbord or a sausage fest.
And not only that, but supposedly, allegedly, they say Tupac and Biggie wasn't really beefing in real life. They said it was actually cool. They said it was like a fake interaction. I don't know how is that true?
I never heard that before, though. To be honest with you,
you never heard that before?
No,
I heard that before. I don't know if I heard it from a documentary or something. I heard it from somebody before. Yes.
Yeah.
Did this whole parade.
Yeah, but I was at that time. I was a little kid. That beef felt real. It just felt like it kind of felt like I lived in the Midwest. It felt like if you was like if the regular people was like in the East Coast going to the West Coast, it's just like they was like it was like people speaking against people from the East Coast and West Coast. No, not just in the rap game, but it just felt like if the New York people went to LA or San Francisco, it was going to be some type of beef. And the same thing with people in the West Coast. they go to New York or something, there's gonna be some type of beef, man. To me, it felt like I said there, even though I was young, it just felt so real. It just felt like, so. And also, y'all remember the Sorcerer Wars? It was in '94 or '95, and that East Coast West Coast really really popped off. And y'all remember when Suge Knight got on stage, I guess he won an award, and he was talking about, hey, if y'all want to come to us instead of y'all giving y'all be I was talking about, they say of him be all up on the videos, all up on the music and everything. If you don't want that, come to Death Row. And then I remember at the time when I think Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre they won an award, I guess, for the G Thing and everything. And and then at the time, the show was in New York and everything. And I was remember when Snoop Dogg said, "Hey man, y'all got more love for the West Coast music and everything." And people was born and everything. And the thing is, y'all, I felt like Snoop Dogg would say, I hope Snoop Dogg would say, well, fuck the East Coast, because if he would have said that, man, oh man, that shit would have been tore up. You remember that? I don't know if y'all remember. You remember that, Hakeem?
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, of course.
All right. Yeah, man, that Source Wars, man, it was just so much tension around that time, so much tension.
No, because the reason I say they say it was like kind of fake because they say one time they say Tupac and Biggie they was in the same party. I don't know what the war was. They was in a war party, and then Biggie went and approached Tupac with like, "Yo, like what's good? What's good?" Tupac said, man, Biggie, don't take me seriously. I'm just playing. Like I'm just playing." And Biggie said, "Okay, cool." Like they even said it was I forgot what documentary it was. It was like one of Biggie's friend. He was saying how they went and approached Tupac, and Tupac was like, "Yo, no, we good. There's no beef, no nothing. Like we cool. Let's just play along with it." And Biggie said, "Okay, cool." That's when I was like, "Okay." I forgot the name of that documentary. Crap. If I can remember that documentary, I would share it with you guys, and I will share it with, of course, with the Chaos Culture Radio family. But then the beef was like. But I think that was before the beef actually escalated to it was. I think it was like very, very small. I think it was after when Tupac got shot over there at the studio in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when, because he was saying crazy things. He was talking about Tupac's wife, like a smashed her and all this other stuff. And that's when Biggie went in and approached him. And that way he said, "Nah, we good. No worry about it. It's just, I'm joking. I'm just playing." Because remember, Biggie's a big dude. So he was like, "Nah, man." And Biggie's really that street dude. Tupac was not a street dude. Biggie was really a street dude.
Biggie was big as Suge Knight.
Yeah.
He was just as big as Suge Knight. And the thing is, what caused the problem is because I remember that record, Notorious B.I.G. came out with Who Shot You, and that, kind of calculated that people thought, Biggie shot, Tupac at Cloud Studios. The thing is, Biggie wrote that record months before that happened and everything. But people took that and put it into him being in this situation. Tupac got shot at Cloud Studio, and that's what started the East Coast West Coast beef.
But anyhow, we already reached our hour mark, guys. Any final thoughts before we head on out of here?
Well, for me, with this case, they might charge him, they might not, but at the end of the day, we are not going to find who shot Biggie or Tupac. Well, especially Tupac. But like I said, I'm kind of will be interested in this case. I will be looking at updates, and I can be see where this goes from here. That's my final take. That's my final thoughts.
As well, I think it's very childish for Suge Knight to not pretty much at this time. At his age, pretty much not to tell the people like, okay, I know who did it. It's such and such and such and such. Even if the person's gone already, deleted, like passed on, he should just go ahead and do it because it's already done with. Like, but for him not to talk, it just show you the type of person he is. Like he just still will hold that to him to his dying days, and I think it's stupid. I think it's very childish. That's just my take on that. Go ahead, Hakeem. I don't know if you have any final take, Hakeem. Did he step away again?
Yeah. You want to know something? I just want to pray for the families on both sides because this is a real messed up situation.
It is. And that's why it's so very important, guys. On your way out, please make sure y'all hit that like button. Please make sure y'all hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already. And please make sure y'all hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, thank you, Ken Doll. Thank you, Jesse Meow. Thank you, Vi, Big Heavy Podcast. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Ricky. Shout out to you, Miss Neal. Shout out to you, Christopher J. Shout out to you, Lord Spike. Shout out to Urban Noise, Fresh Sound, Florida. Who else was up? Oh, the Crown Prince. Shout out to you, back, my guy. Thank you for coming by. Shout out to you guys also going to watch us on the playback, and also you guys that's also watching on Facebook, Twitch, and also Instagram. And not only that, it's also very important that you go to KL Culture Radio Community tab. In the Community tab, there's a KL Culture Radio T-shirt where me and Jordan got on. There's also different variety of colors. The KL Culture Radio hats, which mine's already been ordered, is on its way pretty soon, and also the coffee mug, as you can see Jordan display right there. So you have a hot cup of coffee, bring it in the Good Morning with the KL Culture Radio, and also like he knew Black. Thank you guys so much for supporting the platform. We really do greatly appreciate it. We're getting close to our goal of reaching 1K subscribers, guys. We really do greatly appreciate y'all guys' support. And with your guys' help, we will continue to reach our goal. Like always, thank you for tuning in to KL Culture Radio family. Talk to you guys later. We see you guys on Friday. We over and out.
Peace.